Hi, everybody. Welcome to Deep Stretch workout today. We are going to go ahead and get started with a warm-up. Super important to warm up your body before we dive into some deeper stretching. So we're going to start our warm-up today just by walking around our space. I have my yoga mat laid out. I'm just going to take some steps in place or just walking around my yoga mat. As I'm walking it out, just thinking about what feels good in my body, adding in any movement that feels good to you. Maybe swinging your arms forward and back, maybe swinging your arms from left to right, opening your arms out wide, maybe raising your arms up overhead, lowering them down at your side. Any movement that's feeling good to you for this few moments of just walking it out and starting to warm up. Once we're feeling good with walking it out, I'm going to come towards the center of my space and I'm going to move into a little deep breathing. For our deep breathing, I'm going to start by raising my hands, fingertips up towards the ceiling as I take a big inhale breath. As I'm reaching up towards the ceiling, feeling my spine stretch tall, feeling that stretch throughout my side body, taking that big inhale breath. And then on our exhale, just letting it all go, dropping my arms back down at my side, fingertips point to the floor. We're going to do that 2 more times. When you're ready, big inhale breath as you reach, fingertips to the sky, holding that breath at the top for just a moment, and then exhale. Let it all go, hands come back down at your side. One more time here, big inhale breath as you reach, tallest reach of the day, biggest inhale breath yet. Holding at the top and let it all go. Arms come back down at your side. From here, I'm gonna move into a forward fold. So starting that same way, taking a big inhale breath as we reach. Fingertips to the ceiling. This time on our exhale, I'm going to hinge into a forward fold. Hands are coming down towards my feet. Feeling that stretch in the backs of my legs, in my lower back. After a few breaths in this forward fold, I'm going to move into a halfway lift. So I'm going to lift up halfway. Hands are coming to my shins, to my knees. From this halfway lift, I'm going to point my chest down towards the floor, trying to stick my hips back towards the wall behind me, making my spine really long. Still feeling that stretch in my glutes, my hamstrings. And then from here, I'm going to release back into a forward fold and let it all go. From our forward fold, coming up back into a standing position, uncurling our spine a little bit at a time. Once we are back to a tall standing position, letting your arms fall down at your side and taking a few breaths to recover. From here, I'm going to move into some neck half circles. I'm going to start by dropping my right ear down towards my right shoulder, keeping my shoulders neutral, relaxed. My ear is coming down towards my shoulder, so I'm feeling that stretch on the left side of my neck. From here, I'm going to bring my chin to my chest. Nose is going to point down to the floor, feeling that stretch in the back of my neck. And then bringing my left ear over to my left shoulder, feeling that stretch now in the right side of my neck. I'm going to move through this half circle from right to left, just at your own pace. Bringing that chin to chest, nose to the floor, opposite ear. From left and right. And in 3, 2, 1, slowly bringing my head back up to neutral. Relaxing my shoulders, maybe dropping my hands back down at my side. From here, I'm going to bring my arms into goalpost arms. Fingertips point up towards the ceiling. My elbows are extended, bent to the right, to the left. 90-degree angles, my head is in the center. From here, I'm going to squeeze my shoulder blades together just slightly as I point my nose up to the ceiling. So now I'm stretching the front of my neck, opening up my chest just slightly, maybe having a slight lean backwards as well. Holding here just for a few seconds. Before release, coming back up to center, dropping my arms down at my side. I'm gonna do that one more time. When you're ready, arms are back into my goalpost arms. Pointing my nose up towards the ceiling, squeeze my shoulder blades together just slightly. Holding for a few seconds here. And in 3, 2, 1, and release. Arms come down at my side, head comes back to center. Gonna move into some arm circles. I'm going to do one arm at a time here. I'm gonna start with my right arm, reaching my right hand, fingertips up towards the ceiling. I'm gonna start with big circles forward. So keeping my arm extended straight the entire time. Going to reach my arm out in front of my shoulder, reaching towards the wall in front of me before bringing my hand, fingertips to the floor, and then bringing that arm back around to the top. Taking my time to move through this circle on my right arm. If it feels good, you can have your left hand on your left hip for a little bit of balance. Feeling that stretch all throughout your right side body, your back, your shoulder. After a few big circles, I'm gonna make these circles a little smaller, maybe a little bit quicker. And in 3, 2, 1, dropping my right arm down at my side before I switch directions. Gonna stay on my right arm now. I'm gonna go backwards with my circles. Same thing, reaching fingertips up towards the ceiling. This time my arm's gonna fall behind my back, reaching behind towards the wall behind me before bringing my hand back to point towards the floor and then back around to the top. Evening out both sides here with our arm circles on this right arm. After a few big circles, gonna make them smaller, a little bit quicker. And in 3, 2, 1, and release. Drop that right arm down at your side. I'm just gonna finish by shaking it out a little bit, wiggle your fingers before letting your right arm go still. Gonna do that same thing on the left side. I'm gonna bring my right hand to my right hip, starting with big circles forward with our left hand. Reaching fingertips to the sky, arm falls in front of your body, reaching forward before bringing it back around to the top. This time feeling that stretch all throughout our left side body, our left shoulder. After a few big circles forward, I'm gonna make my circles a little bit smaller. And in 3, 2, 1, and release. Dropping that left hand down at my side. Gonna finish our arm circles, now going backwards on my left arm. Reaching fingertips of your left hand up towards the ceiling, dropping that arm behind your back to even out both sides here. After a few big circles, making your circles smaller, a little bit quicker. And in 3, 2, 1, and release. Dropping your left arm down at your side and taking a moment to recover. Gonna move down to our lower body to finish our warm-up movements here. We're gonna move in to open the gate. I'm going to start with my feet a little bit wider than shoulder width apart. I'm gonna raise my right knee up towards my chest. As my right knee is raising up towards my chest, gonna take that right knee out wide to the right, and then lower my right foot down to the floor, and then my feet will come back together. And then I'll do the same thing on the left. Left knee is coming up to my chest, taking my left knee out wide to the left, lower your left foot down to the floor, feet come together. Option here to keep your toes on the ground the entire time, just raising that heel off of the ground. You can still take that knee out wide with your toes on the floor. Feeling that stretch in the insides of our hips, in our groin, and our glutes as well. Doing about 3 or so of these on each leg. And in 3, 2, 1. After opening the gate, we're going to close the gate. We're going to start. This time, my right knee is out wide to the right. I'm going to bring that knee back in towards my body and then lower my right foot down to the floor. Same thing on the left, starting with my left knee out to the left, bringing that knee in towards my body, lower my foot down to the floor. And same thing, keeping those toes on the ground is always an option. This time, feeling that stretch in the outside of our hips, evening out both sides. And in 3, 2, 1, and release. We are going to finish here with some calf raises, raising up onto our toes, and then slowly lowering your heels back to the floor, waking up our calves, our ankles, our shins, bottoms of our feet. Going to do about 10 calf raises here. And in 3, 2, 1, and release. Finishing our warm-up flow just by shaking it out. I'm going to wiggle my arms, wiggle my fingers, maybe a couple punches to the floor, kick your legs forward, any movement that feels good before letting your body go still. We are going to move into our first flow. Grab a little bit of water if you need. We're going to start standing. For this flow, our focus is moving through some dynamic movements, and then we're going to hold those poses statically for 30 seconds. So we're going to start with side bends. For these side bends, I'm going to start by raising my right hand, fingertips up overhead, pointing to the wall to the left. My feet are at a nice wide base, maybe a little bit wider than shoulder width apart. As I'm reaching my right hand overhead to the left, option to take your left hand, grabbing onto your right wrist and adding a little bit of further pressure to the left. And then from here, we're just going to flow this movement from left to right. So when you're ready, dropping my right arm down at my side and then switching to the left. Left hand is going to come up overhead, pointing to the wall to the right. Option to grab your right hand onto your left wrist, adding a little bit further of a pull to the right. And then at our own speed, just moving through for about 30 seconds here from left to right at your own pace. I like to take a nice inhale breath as I reach, holding that breath at the top, and then exhale as I reset, coming back to center before I switch arms. Final 10 here. And in 3, 2, 1. Slowly coming back up to center, dropping both of my arms down at my side. Now we're going to hold each of these poses statically for 30 seconds. So I'm going to start on the right side. Right hand is going to reach up overhead, fingertips point to the wall to the left, into this right side bend. Option with your left hand grabbing onto your right wrist. And we're going to hold here. As I'm holding, checking in with my posture. Hips are stacked over my feet. Chest and hips are facing forward. Really just leaning that upper body to feel that right side bend and stretch. Final 10. And in 3, 2, 1, and release. Lower that right arm down, coming back up to center, and we're going to switch to the left. Left hand is going to raise up overhead, fingertips point to the right, holding here for a final 30. Option to have your right hand grabbing onto that left wrist for an additional stretch. Final 15. And in 3, 2, 1, and release. Arms coming back down at our side. Taking a moment here to let your body recover. From here, I'm going to widen out my stance. So making my feet a little bit wider, toes point forward. From here, I'm going to bring my right hand above my right knee, my left hand above my left knee. So I'm using my arms and my hands to kind of support some of my body weight. I'm slightly leaning forward, so my chest is pointing down towards the floor, and my hips are pushing back towards the wall behind me. From here, we're gonna add in a shoulder drop or a twist. So I'm gonna drop my right shoulder down towards the floor. As I'm dropping my right shoulder, my chest is turning to face the wall to the left. And then I'm going to reset, chest is coming to center, and then I'm gonna drop my left shoulder down towards the floor, chest turns to face the wall to the right. We're gonna move right to left dynamically here for about 30 seconds, moving again at your own pace, feeling that twist in our spine, that stretch in the insides of our legs, and a little bit of that chest opener. Final 10 here. And in 3, 2, 1, coming back to center. I'm gonna come back up to a standing position just to give my wrists a moment to recover. And then we're gonna finish that stretch by holding each side for about 30 seconds, so more static. When you're ready, right hand's coming back to my right knee, left hand's coming back to the top of my left knee. We're gonna do that same thing here now, just holding still. I'm gonna start by dropping that right shoulder down towards the center. Chest is turning to face the wall to the left, and we're gonna hold here. And in 3, 2, 1, coming back to the center, finishing this stretch by dropping our left shoulder down towards the center, towards the floor. Chest is turning to face the wall to the right. And in 3, 2, 1, and release. Coming back to center, slowly coming back up to a standing position. Gonna bring my legs in closer together, dropping my arms down at my side. From here, we are going to move into a calf stretch. I'm gonna start with my feet shoulder width apart. I'm gonna start by stepping my right foot one step forward, keeping both of my feet flat on the floor. I like to have my hands on my hips here. I'm going to bend my right knee as I push my hips forward until I feel that stretch in the back of my left calf. For this stretch, I'm going to bend and straighten my right knee. So I'm moving in and out of that calf stretch more dynamically here. We're gonna do this for about 20 more seconds. As you're bending that right knee, deepening that stretch you feel in your left calf. I'm trying to keep my left foot on the floor the entire time. Final 10 here. And in 3, 2, 1. From here, I'm going to bend that right leg, bending my right knee, pushing my hips forward. We're gonna hold this left leg calf stretch for 30 seconds. halfway. And in 3, 2, 1, and release. Stepping that right foot back to meet your left, giving your body a moment to recover here. We're going to do that same thing on the opposite leg. When you're ready, this time stepping my left foot forward. Both of my toes are facing forward, feet are flat on the ground. I like to have my hands on my hips. From here, bending into my left knee until I feel that stretch in the back of my right calf. And then from here, for about 20 more seconds, we're going to bend and straighten that left leg. Trying to keep that right foot flat on the ground. Maybe you need to bring your feet a little bit closer together, or maybe you can make your feet a little bit further apart. Final 10. And in 3, 2, 1. From here, bending that left leg, we're going to hold this calf stretch for a final 30. Stretching that calf, also challenging a little balance here as well. Final 15. And in 3, 2, 1, and release. Bringing your feet back together, taking a moment to recover here. Maybe wiggle your toes. Maybe a couple ankle circles. All right, final exercise for our static dynamic flow. We're going to take this into a wide leg forward fold. So I'm going to bring my legs wide. Toes are pointed forward, maybe slightly pointed out to the right, to the left. Just finding a nice base here. When you're ready, we're going to drop into a forward fold. Hands are going to come down to the floor towards your mat. In this forward fold, I'm going to bend one knee at a time, starting with my left knee. Bending my left knee, feeling that deepening of that stretch on my right leg. And then I'm going to switch, bending my right knee, feeling that stretch on your left leg. Moving through, bending and extending each knee here for a final 15 seconds. And in 3, 2, 1. From here to finish, gonna start by bending my left knee, feeling that stretch all throughout the inside of my right leg. And we're gonna hold here. Final 10. And in 3, 2, 1, and release, straightening out that left knee, finishing here, bending into my right knee. We'll hold here for about a final 15. And in 3, 2, 1, extending both of my legs straight, slowly coming back up into a tall standing position, walking my legs in to meet each other. Awesome job. I'm going to grab a little bit of water. We're going to transition onto our mats. So take this time to grab some water, find a nice seated position on the mat. All right, we're going to start in this seated position. We're going to start with a seated cat-cow. I'm going to start by having my legs just in a knee bent crossed leg position here. My right hand is going to come onto my right knee. My left hand is going to come onto my left knee. And we're going to move through cat-cow. I'm going to start by pushing my hips forward, pushing my chest forward, belly button pushes forward, feeling my spine also push forward, chest and head is lifted. And then from here, bringing my belly button into my spine pushes back towards the wall behind me, and my chin comes to my chest. And then from here, just moving through cat-cow for a final 20 seconds at your own pace. I like having my hands on my knees so I can kind of pull my body forward and then extend my body back. Also feeling that stretch a little bit on my arms. Final 10. And in 3, 2, 1, and release. Coming back up into a seated position. From here, I'm going to extend my right leg straight, keeping my left leg bent. The bottom of my left foot is going to come to the inside of my right leg. From here, checking in with my posture, sitting up tall. My shoulders are stacked right over my hips. From here, I'm going to take my left hand, reaching my left hand up overhead and then towards my right toes. My right hand is just kind of at the side of my right leg. So I'm feeling kind of that side body stretch and core twist as I'm reaching my left hand towards the outside of my right foot. We're going to hold here for another 15. And in 3, 2, 1, and release. Coming back up into a seated position. I'm going to switch legs, extending my left leg long. My right knee is going to bend, my right leg coming to the inside, or the bottom of my right foot coming to the inside of my left leg. Checking in with that posture, sitting up tall. This time, my right hand is going to reach up overhead, reaching towards my left foot. Wanting to grab the outside of my left foot, the outside of my left ankle to really feel that reach across your body. With my left hand, just having it near my left hip or the outside of my left leg. And we'll hold here. And in 3, 2, 1, and release. Coming back up to a seated position. From here, I'm going to bring the bottoms of my feet together into a butterfly stretch. Both of my knees are bent, feet are together. Finding a spot where your feet are in relation to your body that feels good. Keeping my legs still, I'm going to grab onto my toes and I'm just going to gently pull or lean forward my chest towards my feet until I find a spot where I can hold here. Final 10. And in 3, 2, 1. I'm gonna release my hands from my feet. I'm gonna keep my legs in this butterfly position for one final variation here. I'm gonna bring my hands behind my back. Palms are flat on my mat. Fingertips are kind of pointed towards the wall behind me. I'm going to gently lean backwards onto my hands. Upper body is chest pointed up towards the ceiling, nose pointed up towards the ceiling, feeling my hips open up just a little bit further in this butterfly stretch, as well as my chest opening up towards the ceiling. We'll hold here for a final 20. And in 3, 2, 1, and release. Extending my legs long. Arms are coming back at my side. And giving your body a moment to recover here. We're gonna move into a seated forward fold, but I'm gonna start by pointing my toes down towards the floor. Like I'm trying to touch my toes to the mat, feeling the tops of my feet stretch, my shins stretch, and then from here, flexing my feet up towards the sky, toes point up towards the ceiling, or like you're trying to have your toes touch your shins, feeling your calf stretch, the bottom of your feet. And then I'm just gonna let my feet relax. From here, moving into a seated forward fold. I'm gonna walk my hands down my legs towards my feet, grabbing on to your toes, your ankles, your shins, trying to pull your chest down towards your thighs, and then holding once you find a comfortable spot to feel that stretch in your hamstrings, your lower back. And in 3, 2, 1, and release. Coming back up to a seated position. From here, we're gonna transition into our tabletop / kneeling flow. I'm gonna grab a sip of water, and then I'm gonna transition into a tall kneeling position. Once you have taken a moment, grab some water. In my tall kneeling position, my knees are stacked underneath my hips. My glutes are off of my legs. So again, just that tall kneeling position. Feet are flat on the mat. The tops of my feet are flat on my mat. From here, I'm gonna step my right foot forward. Right foot is flat on the ground. My right leg is making a 90-degree angle. I like to have my hands on my hips here. I'm going to start by pushing my hips forward as I deepen the bend in my right knee into this kneeling lunge, low lunge. Feeling that stretch all throughout our right side hamstring, hips, and glutes. We'll hold here for a final 10. When we release this position, we're gonna keep our right leg where it is. I'm going to come up out of this low lunge, bringing my hips back to the start. I'm going to straighten out my right leg. So my right heel is on the ground, right toes are in the air. So now my right leg is completely straight. From here, I'm going to hinge at my waist, sticking my hips back, but also leaning my chest forward until I feel that stretch in the back of my right hamstring. Options with both of your hands, bringing your fingertips down to the mat on either side of your right leg. This is a modified split stretch or a hamstring stretch. And in 3, 2, 1, and release. Slowly coming up out of this stretch, bringing my right knee back to the floor to meet my left. I like to take a little moment to recover here just by maybe sitting back onto your feet, giving your knees a moment to recover. We'll do that same thing on the left side. When you are ready, back into that tall position, starting this time with our left foot. Left foot is going to come flat on the floor. My left knee is bent at a 90-degree angle. Bringing my hands to my hips, I'm going to push my hips forward as I deepen the bend in my left leg. This time feeling that stretch in my left glutes, hamstring, hips. And then same thing on our left leg. As we come up out of this stretch, we're going to straighten our left leg, left heel on the ground, left toes in the air. Hips are coming back to the start. And then from here, hinging at our waist, sticking our hips back as we lean our chest forward towards the floor. Option to drop your fingertips onto the mat, onto either side of your left leg. Feeling that hamstring stretch on our left side. If you are not really feeling that stretch in your left hamstring, check in if your hips can go farther back towards the wall behind you, towards your right foot. And in 3, 2, 1, and release. Coming back up, bringing that left knee back into your right, giving your knees a break here for a moment. We're going to move into a tabletop position. So once you've taken a moment to recover, meet me in a tabletop for our final flow before our cool down. Once we are in our tabletop position, our knees are stacked underneath our hips. Our wrists are stacked underneath our shoulders and our back is flat. We're going to start just with a few cat-cows to just warm up our backs and our core. Dropping that belly button to the floor, head faces forward, and then belly button to spine, spine to the ceiling. From here, bringing my back into that neutral position, we're going to start with some thread the needle. Before we start our thread the needle, I'm starting on my right side. I'm going to raise my right hand, fingertips up to the ceiling, extending my right arm long to the sky as my chest opens up towards the wall to the right. In this position, I'm going to wiggle my right fingers, maybe a couple wrist circles on your right hand. Feeling that opening to the right in your hips, in your chest. And in 3, 2, 1, lowering my right hand down, taking it into that thread the needle, reaching my right hand all the way to the left, dropping my right shoulder down towards the floor. And we'll hold here. Option in your thread the needle, if it feels good, to extend your left arm, reaching out in front of you. in 3, 2, 1. If you have that left hand extended, bringing it back by your shoulder, I'm going to bring my right arm back to center one final time, reaching that right arm, fingertips up towards the ceiling. Final chest and hip opener on that right side. And then from here to release, I'm gonna drop my right hand behind my back. Fingertips reach for the wall behind me before I return my right hand back to tabletop, back to the start. And we're gonna finish thread the needle on our left side. When you're ready, reaching that left hand this time, fingertips up towards the ceiling. Now we're opening our chest, our hips up to the left. If it feels good, adding in a little bit of movement on your left hand. Wiggle your fingers, maybe a couple wrist circles. And then in 3, 2, 1, reaching our left hand to the right, reaching towards the wall to the right, dropping our left shoulder down to the floor, dropping your head to the mat. And then option to extend your right arm straight out in front of you. And in 3, 2, 1, bringing that right hand back in if it's extended, finishing this tabletop thread the needle by reaching our left hand, fingertips to the ceiling one final time. And then to finish here, dropping my left hand behind my back, fingertips point to the wall behind me before returning my left hand into this tabletop. And I'm gonna finish here with a child's pose, widening out my knees just slightly, bringing my toes together, and then sitting back onto my feet. We're gonna finish here, 30 seconds, child's pose. And in 3, 2, 1. Coming up out of child's pose, coming back into tabletop, and then bringing my bottom to the floor. We are going to transition into our cool down. Grab a little bit of water if you would like. We're going to start our cool down lying on our backs. So once you grab some water, make your way onto your back. Body extended long, legs are long, arms are down at your side. Once you are in this lying position, I just like to take a moment to feel our bodies extended long against the ground, against your mat. Taking in a big inhale breath, feeling your chest, feeling your lungs expand. And then exhale, let it all go. From here, I'm going to start by bringing my right knee in towards my chest, bending my right leg, and then with both of my hands grabbing onto the top of my right knee and just gently pulling in towards my body. From here, I'm going to drop my right knee out to the right. Maybe your left hand releases from your right knee. Maybe it stays, but dropping that right knee to the right. And then from here, going to finish in a lying twist, bringing that right knee across our bodies over to the left. Maybe you drop your toes onto the floor on your left side. Maybe you keep them floating. Feeling that twist in our spines. And in 3, 2, 1, and release. Right leg's coming back to center, lowering our right leg down, taking a moment to recover, and then we're going to do the same thing on our left leg. When you're ready, left knee's coming into our chest, both of my hands hugging that left knee in towards my body. When you're ready, dropping our left knee out to the left. Maybe your right hand releases from your left leg. And then when you're ready, left knee is going to come across our bodies over to the right. Maybe you drop your left toes onto the floor. Maybe they stay floated. And in 3, 2, 1, bringing my left leg back to the left side. Gonna bring both of my knees in towards my chest, hugging both of your knees with both of your hands into this little egg shape. And then whatever feels good for you here, maybe rocking from left to right, maybe drawing some circles with your lower back. From this knee to chest position, we are going to extend our legs as long as we can and extend our arms up overhead, still resting on the floor, but really just making your body as long as you can, extending from that little egg shape into the biggest position you can make. Feeling your arms stretch, your legs stretch, your spine stretch. Taking a few breaths here. And then when you're ready, our final pose before restoration, we're going to come into a happy baby. Option to do both legs at the same time or one leg at a time. I'm going to start by bringing both of my feet to the floor. From here, raising the bottoms of my feet to face the ceiling. I have a nice bend in both of my knees. And then with my right hand, reaching for the outside of my right foot, with my left hand reaching for the outside of my left foot. My knees are out wide from my body, so I can add pressure down towards the floor. And the final 30 seconds, happy baby. In this pose, you can add some movement from left to right, feeling your spine push down into the mat, if that feels good. If you're doing one leg at a time, switch sides. And in 3, 2, 1, and release. Dropping my feet back down to the floor. Taking a few breaths to let your body recover here. I'm going to add in a little bit of windshield wiper with my knees, dropping them from left to right. And in 3, 2, 1, we are going to move into our final pose of the day, restoration, a time where you just focus on your breathing, your body, and relaxing in any position that you choose. Child's pose, laying on your back, your stomachs, in a seated position. The choice is yours. Finding a comfortable spot, and I will call us out in about a minute and a half. Wherever you are, starting to add a little movement back in towards your body. Maybe wiggle your toes, your fingers. We are going to finish today just with a little deep breathing. So if you want to join me in a seated position or wherever you are, I'm going to take a final few deep breaths to finish today. Once you are ready, we're going to take a big inhale breath, holding at the top for just a moment here, and then a big exhale, let it all go. One more time, when you're ready, big inhale breath, filling your lungs, your chest, your belly with the biggest breath of your day. And exhale, let it go. Thanks for joining us today for our deep stretch workout. I hope you all have a great rest of your day, and we will see you next time. Thanks, everybody.